welcome to the channel. I hope everybody's enjoying the videos so far. Those of you who are returning subscribers and viewers, thank you for joining us today. I'm going to be talking about today's sponsor, the xTool laser engraving company. Now, they are a very innovative company, and I am working with them on this. Here's a little disclaimer. They did provide me with the laser engraving machine and the rotary tool attachment as a package deal that came with the whole laser in order for me to do this video, but it's also based on my honest opinion. So part of that disclaimer I'm going to tell you right now is I reached out to xTool after, if you could see in the background here, I actually have another laser setup. I had purchased that with my own money and also changed out the laser head on that one to the all metal engraving laser head. That was all purchased with my own money, and that is the main reason that I got in touch with xTool to work with them in an affiliate program partnership with xTool so that I can help them to market these lasers, because I think that this is an extremely important piece of equipment for someone who is new, like myself, to laser engraving. This is something I'm going to be doing on the side of my carpentry business, and the reason is because you're able to do smaller scale projects. This laser not only engraves and scribes and makes designs, but it also cuts the pieces out in perfect circles, triangles, whatever shape you program into xTool Creative Space, and that is an easy program to work. So I'm going to go through all these features with you. So let's get started, and I'm going to show you how the tool works, and we're going to do some engraving, we're going to do some etching on glass, which is very important. We're going to do some wood signs, and I'll show you how that works. And this is all very important to a new laser user such as myself, because if I can do it, then you guys can definitely do it, because I am the least technological person out there. Okay guys, so here it is in all its glory. This is the xTool D1 Pro 10 watt laser, and this particular package that I got comes with well, first of all, it's like an anodized aluminum, and it's very easy to assemble. You basically have 3 bolts in the front and 1 bolt on the top, and everything just fits perfectly together, and the instructions are real easy. I'm not going to go over the assembly process in this video, because all you have to do is bolt this thing together and bolt on the gantry, which they give you, you know, there's plenty of videos out there too. xTool on their website has the assembly video on this, and that's what I followed, and it took me about not even 20 minutes, because the only thing that takes a little time if you're new to this is adjusting the tension on the belts for the laser, and that's what makes this gantry move back and forth, while the axis of the Y and the X axis rotary are maneuvering the laser in its positioning for where it's going to cut. Okay, so really quick, some key features here. The xTool D1 Pro 10 watt rotary attachment is included in this particular kit. You can get it without the rotary tool. Now, this rotary tool is cool for engraving on glasses and also coffee mugs and tumblers and stuff like that. It comes with this cool little plastic level, and you can put that on your cup, and you need to make sure that it's level, and in this case it's not level. So what they do give you is they give you this tool right here is part of it, and what you can do with that is you can see that this, by moving this piece here, it raises the glass up and down to get it level. Now, the way I have this set up, you can move this part of the chuck to the other side and have no bottom on there, and that in that case you would be able to just, you know, slide this right under. You could do a baseball bat if you wanted to. Okay, so some other key features here. It is a diode laser. It has a 10 watt output. The laser spot on this, if you want to get real technical, it's a very fine laser point, and it is 0.08 millimeters by 0.06 millimeters. Very, very fine, and what that does is provides very good detail when you are etching or engraving in wood or metal or whatever, a glass. It gives you a perfectly clear and not blurred image transfer. I have a piece of wood here. We're going to do like a little sign on here. It goes up to 400 millimeters per second, and that is depending on how high your power output is. So if you are engraving on something like stainless steel, like this right here, then your power output would be 100%, and it would change the speed, which is really cool about this machine, that it actually will, in the program, it will, once you put the power output in there or you put the material, like for this run here that I was engraving and doing some tests on, It's kind of blurry, you can't see it, and the light is definitely not helping with the reflection. But when I put that in, it has the parameters I'm going to show you. You choose the material of stainless steel, heart or tag, and the machine will automatically, knowing what material you're using, will put that power output and the millimeters of speed per second into the machine to start the engraving process. I'm going to show you how to do the framing on this. The working area is roughly 17 inches by 16 inches. You can connect it, this is really cool now, you can connect it via USB, which I did in the beginning just to set up this into the computer for the program. And then I was able to hook it up to the Wi-Fi. So this is Wi-Fi compatible. There is an app on the phone you can use where if you don't want to hook this up to a computer, you can use your iPhone or your Droid or whatever you have to program that, use that app and then hook up through the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi, and it will program, and you can use images on your phone to transfer to the laser, and you can burn those images into whatever material you're working with. This operates on Mac OS or Windows. So with all that out of the way, let's get started on how we're going to use this. Now, part of the package for this, because it came with the rotary tool, it came with all these extension legs, as you can raise the material up to get those glasses underneath the laser. Because if you just had it, like you see this one here in the back, the position is just flat down, you don't have enough room. Now we're going to fire the machine up. There's a little switch on the side. You flip that switch, turns it on, and you can see now we have a red cross that's going to be an offset from where the laser is actually going to burn. But don't worry about the offset because it's reflected through the guard and everything like that, and it's off by 16 millimeters approximately from where the laser head is. However, the amount of area that it's going to show you in the framing is going to be exactly where the laser is going to burn. So don't be too concerned with the offset of the laser, but what you will use the laser for is definitely to center where you want to start the project, okay? Also, you can use the crosshairs of the laser to square up your material. What I like to do is just take the laser and make sure that I'm straight on the side and also the front of the material. Then I can come to the other side and I can do the same thing, and then I can see that this is actually hitting the front of the material here. This is a little bit off, so it's touching on the top of the laser point back there, and it's off over here, showing a gap. So it's definitely not 90 degrees. I'm going to show you a simpler way to square it other than relying on your eye and fixing it like that. Okay, so let's talk for a minute about focusing the laser. This couldn't be any easier. So basically you have your material on there, and this is just a piece of 18 millimeter pine, or roughly 3/4 of an inch. And what I'm going to do is take this little magnetic kickstand that the laser has just stored magnetically right in the side of the laser. It has like a little piece there that you can bring out, and it's held in there by a magnet, so it just pops right back into place. You just pop that out and you drop it down like that, and when you bring it to the material on this side, you can see that there's a little thumb screw. And what you do with that thumb screw is you loosen that up all the way, and then you take your laser and you hold the laser. Don't just let it go. You drop the laser down just until the point on the side of that kickstand is touching the material. Once it is, you're going to take your thumb screw, you tighten that back up. So now you can see the kickstand here is touching the material. All I have to do is lift that up, put that back out of the way, and now my laser focus is set for engraving in this particular material that we're using. Now the laser knows exactly how perfectly focused to be when it burns it to make the image or writing that we're going to do crystal clear on the project and not out of focus, which would give you a blurred image. I like working in metric. You guys know that from my carpentry stuff, but so this is 290 millimeters. So roughly, we're going to go somewhere in the middle of that. Let's just go with 145. You can do the same, centering it here. But before we go any further, the way I was going to show you how to square up the material easily to the laser is to take a machinist square, which you can see I actually engraved my name on both sides with this laser. Pretty cool, right? So I just take the machinist square or a combination square or even a speed square. I put it up against the material and I bring the gantry in and I make sure that I'm touching the material and the gantry of the laser. Now don't worry about moving the laser by hand because that's what it's made to do. So you can set all your parameters like that. You don't have to rely on using the computer. So now this side's not touching. So what I'll do is I'll move the material until it's touching both the gantry and the material. Now come back to this side and make sure I didn't knock it out of square. Okay, so this is the xTool creative software that comes with the laser itself. You download it and then you marry it to the laser so that when you are hooked up, right now I'm hooked up on Wi-Fi, it's telling me the xTool D1 Pro that is connected. The cool thing is you can have multiple machines connected in this program and you just choose which one you want to use. Even if they're both on at the same time, you can choose to use this one or you can choose to use that one. So it's pretty cool. Now, I am not technical by any means with this, any software on any kind of computer, which is why you guys know with my carpentry, I don't use SketchUp. It's because it's, for me, it's like a different language. So this here couldn't be simpler. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to text, and this pops up right here on the screen, and I'm going to just bring it down to the center, and with a blue line it tells me that that's centered right there, which is not really that important. So let's make this a little bit bigger so that maybe you can see it, and you just, you know, click and drag all that kind of stuff and make it as big as you want it. I'm gonna actually type in Scalaro and bring that to the center, and then we can change the font, and we're gonna make this in script bold, and I'm gonna hit, you see right here where it says score, engrave, and cut. We don't want to cut it out. If you hit cut, what it'll do, it'll actually cut out every single one of these letters, and you'll have like a puzzle piece. It's actually pretty cool if that's something you like to do. Great for Christmas ornaments, I can tell you that. I'll be doing something like that around Christmas time, so definitely look out for that. Let's go to engrave. You can see how it turns completely like orange. That means it's going to burn all of that area right there. So you can just click on this here and actually drag it out until it looks kind of perfect. So what it's going to do is it's going to engrave that. But now what I want to do is I want to put kind of a rectangle around it. So I'm going to go over here to shape, and I'm going to click on that right there. I'll bring it down here, and obviously I need to make it bigger to get it around here. And that looks cool to me right there. So now what I'll do is I'll highlight the whole thing. Okay, for power, I'm gonna, well, first of all, the user-defined materials, you want to make sure you're in laser flat because it's engraving flat piece of wood. User-defined materials, I'm gonna put 3mm basswood because we're not cutting through it, so it's just gonna engrave. And so it's giving me already the power settings of 70 and a speed of 120 millimeters per second. Now I'm gonna click process. I click on process. This will come up here. What I'm going to do is I like to put the green dot in the center. And now what it's going to do is going to work out from there and show me the framing. All right, so now there's a framing button here. So what I'm going to do before I hit the framing button is I'm going to turn you and your attention to the machine so you can see if we got the actual distance and height and everything right for the workpiece. And what I'll do is I'll click on framing, and then I hit the button right on the machine, and you can see it's going to go into a framing mode. It's actually showing me where I'm going to be making these cuts, and now I like the way that looks. Now I'm going to start the project. So the cool thing is xTool gives you these. You really need to wear these when you are looking at the laser, otherwise you will damage your eyes. All right, here we go. We're going to start the process. So I click start. It says 100% ready. I hit the power button, and we're going to begin to start burning the wood. You can already see the laser is working. Now you want to use this in a well-ventilated area also because as it's burning this wood, it will create a little bit of smoke, and they do have an air assist unit for this that you can purchase separately, and that will actually help to suck the smoke out, and there'll be less burning. And so you want to make sure that you're in a well-ventilated area to get the smoke out. I usually put a fan in the window, and that helps with it. Okay, so now it's done and it's homed itself back to the place where it originally started. So now if you decided you wanted to do a second pass, you can just go ahead and do it again and make it even deeper. We're not going to do that here. We don't need to. This came out great. You can see there is a little bit of charring around there, right? So basically you can, if you listen, this really engraved it because you can hear my nail getting caught on it. So what you can do now, take a piece of sandpaper and just sand that off lightly and get rid of any little bit of this burning mark right here that's around there. And believe it or not, because this is just a piece of common pine, that's a little bit of sapwood, but it's almost unnoticeable at all. So now what I'm going to do is take that sandpaper, I'm going to clean that up. And if you had a darker piece of wood, let's say you were using something like walnut or a piece of sapele, which is also very dark, you would actually be able to paint inside of these, maybe if you wanted to do a color like white to make it pop on the dark background, or if you were going to stain this black and have the letters white, you can do that and you're not in danger of losing any of this engraving in here because it's in there really deep. So let's go ahead and sand that off and see what it looks like. Just going to clean that up a little bit, just like that. Just some light hand sanding. Blow all the dust out of there, and you can see how clear that came out. It looks like it's focused in the camera pretty good. Now here's the cool thing. Let's say that you were doing this maybe on a cutting board. You're selling cutting boards, you can engrave cutting boards, and that's the cool thing about this being open on the bottom and the sides, is that you can put any size of cutting board that you need and then just line up the laser, center it, and then you can go to town laser engraving your logo or whatever you need to do. Okay, so this part right here is the rotary attachment that came with the D1 Pro kit that they sent me, and right now I'm engraving glass, and I had to spray cold galvanized compound on the glass because you can't just etch into the glass when it's clear, because the laser will just reflect straight through the glass and it won't etch anything in. Take it out, and you can see we have our image. Now what we have to do is take some lacquer thinner and wipe off this cold galvanized compound. And this is really cool how this just kind of emerges from here. We made this for someone's 40th party gift. And let's see if I put this in here, if you can see it a little bit better. The lighting in here is not so great when it comes to showing this, so let me see if I can give you a different angle. So I'm going to put the glass right here with a background so that you can see how that came out. Okay guys, so I showed you also about etching glass. Well, you got to make sure that you coat the glass all the way around so that it minimizes the reflection and have something for the laser to actually engrave on. You can't just do it on the clear glass because the laser will just reflect straight through and it won't do anything. So what I use is this Rust-Oleum cold galvanized compound spray. You can pick this up in your local home centers, but you can also get it if you don't have any home centers that are close to you. You could also get it on Amazon for roughly the same price. I think it may be just a couple of cents difference. So I'll link all this stuff in here. Make sure that you guys check out the description box below because I'm going to put an affiliate link for the xTool D1 Pro 10-watt laser and the entire package. But it's also, if you're not looking to spend that much on one of these lasers, they do have the also 5-watt. They have the 10-watt, which do not have the entire package of the riser blocks, the rotary tool. If you're not going to plan to do any engraving on any kind of glasses or mugs or tumblers or anything like that, and if you're just looking to stick with flat surfaces, just like doing wood and you know, some plastics and leather wallets and stainless steel tags like that for like certain kinds of jewelry, then the 10-watt or the 5-watt without the rotary attachment and the extension legs is significantly lower in price. So I'm going to put a link to the xTool site. It's my affiliate link. So any of those things that you purchase, any kind of the laser, if you choose the 5 watt, 10 watt, 20 watt, choosing a package with the rotary, without the rotary, as long as you purchase through the link that I provide, then my channel here will get a small commission on that sale, and it will show xTool that I actually am generating some sales for them. So it could help out the channel a lot. So if they chose me to do a sponsorship for them, I would like to help them out also in sales and show them that I am working towards that profit for not only them, but to increase the knowledge and visibility of this laser, so people see what's out there. So you'll have something else to compare it to. And I think right now there's pretty much no other. I did try another laser and it didn't work out good, and I sent it back to the company. So basically, I'm sticking with this. Now, I'm not pressuring you into buying this, but I'm saying that if you're going to weigh your options, check this one out before you make a decision on any other of the lasers that are out there. And I tell you the truth, I haven't had to call them on anything or email them on anything in regards to putting it together, setting it up, and using it, because it's so user-friendly. And like I said before, I'm very new to lasers. I have no experience with this stuff. So this is going to be my little side project. And I'm very happy that I chose to work with this particular company on this. So I wanted to say thank you to xTool for providing me with this laser, and also the affiliate link, because I don't think that I would have gone all in had it not been for the ease of use of this. So thank you to that company, and just make sure you guys check them out, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. I hope I provided you with enough information about this laser where it can help you to make a decision. I'm not out there just trying to sell you a tool. I only choose the sponsors for this channel that I think will benefit not only myself, but benefit you as well. I'm not one of those people that is just out there looking to make money. I use the things that I need, the things that work, and I provide that information back to you guys as feedback so that you can do the same. I'm not out there trying to just sell you something that's garbage because I want to make money. It's not about that. This is about providing information and passing on knowledge to other people. So if you're starting out, check this thing out. All right, guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video. I have some really good news. I have more sponsors out there lined up, and there's going to be a lot of really cool builds because those sponsors really involved with the lineup of tools that I'm involved in. So it's going to be great for everybody, and definitely check that out. Stay tuned for that. All right, guys, thanks again to xTool, and check that affiliate link below. And if you're going to purchase it, let me know your experience with it. I'd love to hear from you if you decide to go this route, what you're going to do. Just provide me with some pictures. I'd like to see that. You guys don't interact. Enough of you don't interact with this channel that are watching these videos. I'd love to interact with more of you. You see the people that do leave comments, I try to answer them all. All right, guys, so I'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed this.